what do you do when the industry that created the structure starts to struggle a little bit? You flex your muscles and use your contacts and maybe swell up a little tear in the eye and go out and say, this is what needs to change and this is why. And we need to maintain our structure. And what can we do to change it? Oh, we already have that plan written out. Just speculation, guys. Just speculation for my part. That's all.
Well, we're always asking for more structure on our side because, like I said, probably our biggest problem is one of the biggest problems I'd say is that anybody can just jump in a truck and say they can do flooring. It's very much subcontractor driven. So most of us sub our labor out. We don't have in-house employee installers. Now I do at my company. I have both. I do both. Preferred Flooring mainly has hourly employee W-2 installers and subs a little bit out, but there's companies, most companies in Kansas, Oklahoma, Nebraska, Texas, like anywhere that's not heavily unionized, subcontractors kind of run the gamut. They do the most work. So if you can imagine, if you were in the same position, some new sub comes in and says, yeah, I'm great. You need work done. And they can just tell you, yeah, I've been doing this for 30 years. And yeah, we've got to let him go. But that's probably our biggest problem is the fact that we have completely unqualified guys saying that they can do work. And being deceptive about it even. And that's an industry problem. So we ask for structure, but then you can see where structure can go. It just bigger, overreaching that almost into a non-productive scenario for not only you guys, the mid-size or high-quality electrical contractors or trade contractors out there, but it's like really shooting the smaller guys in the foot, like. The guy that has, if that bill would have passed and it's an electrician who does it on his own, he's got two apprentices that work for him. He's going to have to fire one of his guys.
Yeah. Hopefully the structure that we have is created from us internally instead of someone who's overseeing the industry, right? We want to.
That's what we need to do. We can do it. What was you saying, Eric?
I said, I mean, that was the big thing. Like companies like us, like Jordan said earlier, they dedicated 2 years to us, and now all of a sudden it's like, hey, you got to go.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, and I mean, not to say that. I mean, perfect world, maybe we could live in a 1-to-1 world, like ratio. Like to say that it's not a benefit, I can't say that. I mean, having an apprentice work 1-on-1 with a journeyman is, I mean, it would be awesome. The amount that they would learn over a 4-year span versus if they were working with 5 or 6 other apprentices is a big difference, but it's just not realistic in the world that we're in.
How could you get there in a perfect world? How could you get there? What would make that possible?
We'd have to have 4 times as long construction schedules. The projects would be a lot more expensive. I mean, schedules probably the biggest
more
one.
Money.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, schedules are so tight nowadays, and that's like the main way. I mean, most general contractors, when they present a schedule to begin a job, no one else has really seen that. And a lot of it is, we need it done and we need it done now. And so in order to do that, obviously you need a lot of bodies. And with having a shortage of, licensed electricians on site, I mean, we can only move so fast. And then if you cut out a bunch of the apprentice helpers, then it goes even slower.
Well, so, then you almost decrease the inflow you get into where, and maybe it's not a bad world to be in, like the elevator business, where very few mechanics, it's 1-to-1 and extremely expensive, extremely high labor. We lost a guy that was paid well for us in flooring, but just starting off, he was making another 20% to go follow some guy around in the elevator world, and he's going to triple his pay by the time he became a journeyman. Like,
sounds like you got shafted.
It's just crazy money, but they don't have a big influx because of that 1-to-1. Like you can